Hey, this is kind of interesting. So some of you may know that I've been listening to the Howard Stern show for more than 20 years. When I first got my license in high school, even before then, I would in the car listen to Howard Stern when he was on terrestrial radio. He's of course now on Sirius XM radio. And one of Howard Stern's producers is named Brent Hatley. And he is not only a producer for the Howard Stern show, but he also follows the David Pakman show. Brent and I have been in touch for like a year or two online. And I was listening to the Howard Stern show earlier this week, and they were talking about how Brent has been fainting in certain situations and then recovering pretty quickly. And as I was listening to it, the circumstances sounded pretty similar to what I've experienced in my life. I had some fainting incidents as a kid, and then just a couple of years ago, our audience might remember that I actually fainted on a plane coming back from Italy. And what I experienced sounded very similar to what Brent had been experiencing. And I had a cardiology workup to make sure that my heart was okay. And it was chalked up to what are called vasovagal syncopes that have usually been a combination of having alcohol and coffee in close proximity to each other at high elevation or on a plane, which is pressurized to, depending on the plane, somewhere between 5,000 and 8,000 feet of elevation. And so I've stopped doing that and I've been okay since. And I told Brent, this is what it sounds like. And eventually this got me a mention on the Howard Stern show. And it's sort of weird because medical advice, I was telling Brent, this is how I experienced it. And it was very funny to tune in and to hear Brent say that David Pakman mentioned that it sounds like vasovagal syncope. Take a listen to this.
Brent, do you ever get a deja vu type of feeling before you pass out? That's evidently one of the feelings if you have vasovagal psychopath.
Howard.
Yeah.
I think the vasovagal is the one that Brent thinks he may have. That's what a cardiologist told him.
Well, the best advice I saw out of all the email, Brent should see a cardiologist.
He should have a full workup.
Right. I had a pacemaker put in at the age of 37. It was due to my heart not beating for 12 to 16 seconds at a time. My condition is called complete heart block. The electrical signals would not pass through my heart to cause the muscle to pump. Yeah, I like, this listener says any good doctor would refer Brent to a neurologist and a cardiologist for a full workup after passing out. He kept saying he's fit, so they aren't worried about his heart. I call bullshit. Heart issues have nothing to do with fitness. Yeah, I don't even think that Brent really went to a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know that this person who said, smoke all the pot you want.
Yeah, I mean,
doctor.
He found a doctor who...
Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah. I think Brent is a hypochondriac. Well, I think if he's passing out, I don't know.
That's proof that something could be wrong.
This guy goes, Brent is a hypochondriac. All those fainting episodes are fake. Brent is going through a full-on midlife crisis. It's obvious. If he's going to faint, it wouldn't be so bad if it happened while he was on the air. Boy, a lot of medical information.
I did make an appointment with a cardiologist. I talked to one yesterday.
Yes.
And he's going to see me in early July. He's going to get me in. So
good.
Thank you to the show for that because that got me into a really good doctor here in Manhattan.
Good.
A full workup is a good idea, pal.
That's what he said. He said we're going to do a full workup to make sure there's no serious heart issues because it sounds like a cardiovascular issue to this doctor.
Well, look, by the way, Brent refuses to quit weed for 3 months. In fact, there was a post-show interview yesterday that I heard that made me a little sad, Brent, when I heard this. Let me play it for everyone.
So are you going to take Howard's advice?
No.
Why?
I got stuff coming up that I want to do, and you know what? I'd rather have a medical issue than deal with the world.
Why don't you want to deal with the world?
You can just take a look around. The world is an awful, depressing, horrible place to deal with. So, marijuana has that chemical in it called it. I've lived a good life, so if I'm not long for this world, then fine. But if not, I just do not want to deal with reality.
You know what, Brent?
Good Lord.
I have found that a lot of people who say, "Hey, you know what? I've lived long enough. If that's the way it is, that's the way it is." And then as soon as they get diagnosed with something, they're the first one to go, "I don't want to die." You know what I mean? You don't want to die.
No, I really don't. But I do actually feel a lot better yesterday after talking to one of the guys that works in my office, not Julie. His wife has vasovagal, and she talked to me yesterday, which got me to talk to a cardiologist.
Good.
And there's a radio guy I know, David Pakman, sent me a DM and said that he has vasovagal.
Right.
And it sounds like the same thing. So this cardiologist said, let's do a full workup. Let's make sure that's what it is.
Now you're talking, pal.
So there it is. I guess I don't even know that there's that much more to say about it. It's interesting. Hopefully Brent gets good news from his cardiologist. It is much better to have vasovagal incidents or a tendency to them than to have some kind of more serious heart issue. And when I had to wear this 30-day heart monitor, which coincided with when I had to fly back and forth from Las Vegas to this conference that I go to with other progressive media hosts and go through airport security with this heart monitor, it was a mess. But my real concern was, I hope that I'm not having this fainting issue because my heart is stopping for a few seconds altogether. And I got a clean bill of health and was told, don't drink alcohol and coffee when you're at elevation. And that's basically been it, knock on wood, since then. And hopefully Brent gets the same good news. If you love learning new things, you probably want to check this out. The David Pakman Show today is sponsored by Skillshare, and we're giving you 2 entire months of free access to Skillshare when you click the link underneath this video. Skillshare is a vibrant online learning community offering more than 25,000 video classes on just about anything you can think of. Get better at playing an instrument. Learn to use Photoshop. How to edit videos. They have classes on drawing, painting, business, cooking, nutrition, personal productivity, and I'm not even really scratching the surface. I recently took a great class on introductory watercolor painting. I'm still not good, but I am learning, and you can access the entire library of fun, easy to use online courses for free for 2 months by using the link underneath this video. 2 months of learning something that's totally new to you, something you want to get better at, something you already love, or you can get ahead in your career by learning new skills that will help you at your job. I've gotten a ton out of it. Pat has taken some courses that he's found really valuable, and I think you'll love it too. Get started for free by clicking the link under this video.